Hey, how's it going, everybody? KG Chaos here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the new life forms that are theorized to enter No Man's Sky at some point in the near future. Of course, I'm talking about the Atlanteans. Anyways, guys, if you guys liked this video, thought it was helpful, or anything in between, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It helps me out a lot, and I appreciate it greatly if you do. And if you would like to support me further, I'm an up-and-coming author of the sci-fi fantasy genre, focusing heavily on sci-fi, fantasy, and apocalyptic stories. So if you guys are into reading, thought about getting into it recently, I'll leave a link down in the description below to my Amazon author account so you guys can check out my bookshelf and all of the things I have written. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into this video. Now, if you guys don't know who the Atlanteans are, then you guys have probably been living out in the middle of nowhere on an island struck from the map, because they are the most recognized lost advanced civilization known to human mythology. Now, to give you guys a quick rundown, just in case you have never heard of them, so they are a lost advanced civilization that perished or vanished around 10,000 years ago. Now, there are a lot of different theories of exactly how they perished or vanished completely, one being they were swallowed by the ocean from a tsunami, or they were destroyed completely by a volcanic eruption, or, my personal favorite, their entire city was an actual spaceship that went into space and they vanished into the stars. Which is kind of exactly what this game points at, because it is the most popular kind of science fiction point that people have in their theories of what happened to the Atlantean race and their legendary city of Atlantis. And now you guys can find dissonant worlds on No Man's Sky that are littered with purple crystals that host Atlantidium, which kind of references Atlantis or the Atlantean people with this the Atlantidium part. So there are a lot of different aspects of this game that they could add in the Atlantean people, which I'm going to give you guys my opinion of what they could be. So far on No Man's Sky, we have really just had peaceful type of life forms, and that might be because of the actual Atlas in the game. It kind of just made everybody peaceful, made everybody submit with all of its sentinel drones that it creates and just sends out into the cosmos. So we really haven't had like an actual life form race that is kind of like the big bad. Like there's no one that we're really fighting against, because even the Atlas we're not even really fighting against. But there hasn't been just a evil or a villainry type race, and I do feel like that is what No Man's Sky is going to be doing with this, because if you guys can find the abandoned space stations, it looks like they were just bombarded with rockets, that they were raided, that their doors are blown open, there's circuitry and wires hanging all over the place with space fungi all in them, and there's also rooms that host like someone that's kind of building sentinels. So there's not really a lot known, but you can kind of put things together in the game. My personal favorite opinion of mine is I think that these abandoned space stations, really all space stations, are Sentinel manufacturing facilities. And maybe, just maybe, that these Atlanteans attacked these space stations. That's why they look so bombarded, because they needed something from these places to maybe go to the realm of glass that is talked about by many NPCs in the game. And so they went here to get certain things that they needed, because as you can see, the station core is gone from these stations. Like there's nothing here, no life forms, no furniture, no actual station core. Like even when you guys go and find pirate systems that are also in abandoned space stations, they have their station core. So maybe they couldn't use these, or maybe they were salvaged by something else or somewhere else from these pirate stations. Who knows? But we do know the abandoned space stations that have nothing, they don't have a station core. So maybe these station cores are the key to going to the realm of glass, which is what I think, or where I think these Atlanteans went, if they are added to the game, because it is hypothesized that they are. Now, yes, there are other big bads kind of in the game, but it's all the same life forms, like the pirates that you guys can go and take down their pirate freighters and things like that. These are in the game, but they aren't a life form. They're just a group of life forms that wanted to go the criminal route of living life. So there's nothing really here yet that symbolizes that there is a life form that is the big bad. Like, yes, you can also find different things in the game where hostility is given towards you. And also, it's really just in your own opinion for the Atlas if it's bad or not. Because you can just look at it and say, yeah, it's bad, or no, it's not. It's just doing what it wants to. So it's just kind of a difference of opinion here with the Atlas, but it doesn't do good and it doesn't do bad. It's kind of neutral and just does whatever it wants to. It's kind of like a dictator of the actual universe. But the one thing that it does say is that it knows it's dying. If you guys have played the storyline with it, it knows it's going to die at some point, and maybe it's actually prophesizing that the Atlanteans are going to come after it and kill it. So maybe we join the Atlanteans, or we can join them, and we can just take out the Atlas. But one thing is for certain is that people do think that there is going to be another life form, like intelligent life form, added to the game, because it's only been the same three since 2016. So hopefully this year, this coming year, 2025, we can actually see some more life forms, because the Atlanteans would just make sense, because they already set it up. The Atlantian here that you see, it just decimates and takes over these Sentinels. So they figured out some way to take them over and fight back against the Atlas. You guys can also find discordant interfaces on maps to where it's just like a normal type of alien monolith that you go to that looks just all the normal. But once you charge it with Atlantidium, it starts glowing a purplish pink, which symbolizes that it's kind of been taken over by their element. And once you go through all of this, you can actually see it talks about like swimming, oceans, seas, water. It just, everything around the Atlantis mythology that we know today just symbolizes that that's what it's pointing towards, because it's always pointing towards, whenever it talks about them, is the ocean, the sea, water, swimming, which is just a big part of the Atlantis people, or the Atlanteans, because they were people just seem to believe and theorize that they were on the water, because there's maps that were indicating where Atlantis was. You guys can look them up. They're just a water-based advanced civilization. And it just points to that everywhere in the game. Whenever you read about them or read about just these things in general, it just always points towards sea, water, swimming, and everything like that. And even the weaponry you guys get from this is called an Atlantid weapon. So maybe they are the Atlantids, not really the Atlanteans in this game. Is kind of what I'm kind of prophesizing here. So who knows? But hopefully this year they kind of give us a more indication of what exactly they're kind of going towards with this, because who knows? But let's hope that they add something big to the game that just changes it completely from what we are used to. But another thing that is for certain is whatever race or whatever they're kind of pointing towards, they are able to kind of repurpose everything. Because if you look at the dissonant resonators on these dissonant worlds, it looks like their heads come straight from one of the Sentinel walkers. So they just repurpose everything to kind of do their bidding and to mine their Atlantidium. So let's just see what they bring next year or the coming years. I hope it is next year that they bring it, because they've kind of just been leading everything onto this. So let's hope they release something big here soon. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that like and subscribe button, notification bell, so you're able to see all of my new videos that I put out for this game and all the other games. Join my Discord to get early access to things, to be able to talk to me directly if you need help and more immediate help. I can reach you faster there. And also, I'll leave my Amazon down in the description, like I said at the beginning of the video, so you guys can check out my books if that is something you guys are interested in. Anyways, guys, see you next time.